Hey.
How are you?
I think the idea of your show is amazing.
You put in all the work when people aren't watching.
Hey, thank you. I'm honored. Thank you for being so cool.
And that's it. Have fun.
So let's get into it.
Hey, this is John JB Bandy going on Cocktail Network Live.
And the concept behind Bevnap mechanics is, if you recall many years ago, if you went to the deli or you went to a sandwich shop, whatever, you'd get your little number and you're waiting in line and you get your number and it says now serving, and then you're waiting for your number to be called. You know that you're going to be taken care of because you know when your number is going to come up. But when you walk in a bar, say 2 or 3 people come up at the bar in a very similar time, and then somebody gets mad because you took care of somebody else before them and they knew that they were there first. So the last thing you want to do is have people start off their experience at your bar ticked off that you kind of ignored them. It was totally innocent. You didn't do it on purpose. So what I did was Bevnap mechanics. As soon as I heard somebody walk in or I heard somebody even just get near the bar, I'd look up and I'd get a Bevnap and I would put a Bevnap out in front of them and I just look at their eye or I get eye contact with them. I promise I got you next. That sets them at ease. They know I've acknowledged them. So if I take an extra minute to get to them, they're not going to be mad. And then when I get there, I put the Bevnap down or they've got the Bevnap in front of them. That signifies to all the other bartenders and managers, that person's already been taken care of. Move on to the guy without the Bevnap. So now I'm taking care of this person. I get them their drink. They sit down. They're at ease. Everybody's happy. So making sure you do things first, get the drink down in front of them before you start playing tricks and doing, games.
When you start like reading guests, you know what the crowd pleasers are. Like I feel like the cherry trick is so underutilized. I mean, like it used to be the coolest trick ever. Like
describe it for us, would you?
Yeah. So pretty much you have a sword pick, that you would put a lime or a cherry in a drink with, and you put it in your mouth. You have your cherry, you throw it up, you catch it on the sword pick. So you can do that with an olive or a cherry.
Right. And it's not too hard to learn, right?
What's that?
It's not too hard to learn.
No, not too hard to learn. Like everything, just a little practice, especially because cherries are pretty expendable at the bar,
Right.
You do it once or twice every time you make something with a cherry, and you'll have it in a week,
It's just like catching a Smartie in your mouth, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's just like catching something in your mouth, but the pick just throws a little bit of that, a little bit more room for error. That's it.
With your sure. Yeah. Hi, I'm Michael, and you are watching Cocktail Network Live. Ciao. Woo!
All right, so tonight's cocktail is called the Streets of Mexico. It is inspired from my time in Mexico, 1202, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and actually walking the streets and seeing some of the fairs and the markets and having some local street corn. And I was really impressed. I'm like, this is amazing. This is so much fun. And I'm going to recreate that experience in a cocktail. So we got 2 ounces of Coramino, Gran Coramino, 1 ounce of mixed corn liqueur, 1 ounce of La Copa sweet vermouth, and 2 dashes of Aztec chocolate bitters. I'm down to 20 seconds. Time is flying by today, Dean. Oh my goodness. And we're going to strain that goodness over a large cube because I have it today. Top with some fresh grilled charred corn, spray of butter, smoked paprika. Woo! Coming down the wire, cilantro and coita cheese, the streets of Mexico.
Oh, there it is! Right on the money.
Hi, I'm Tom Dyer, and you're watching Cocktail Network Live.
You know, for me, before we get on to all the questions and everything, you know, Dean, you are like historically the showman, and you making that drink and pretty much everything you do, you're always a showman about it. And so much of my bartending skill and technique came from that showmanship that you always presented.
Oh, wow, man.
In all your videos and everything you do right now, I always love to see it.
I appreciate that so much. I mean, Rob and I are just kind of tripping our way through this whole thing and making it happen. And to know you're out there and cheering us on and supporting us no matter what, I greatly appreciate that, Phil. Thank you so much, man.
Hi, my name is Rafael Arce, and you are watching Cocktail Network Live. Yeah.
If I'm judging a cocktail, like the cocktail needs to be fucking delicious. It needs to be delicious. I don't care all this technique that you did to it. I don't care about all the ingredients that you used. The storytelling is absolutely an important piece of that too. But at the end of the day, your cocktail needs to taste fucking delicious.
The first year that I competed, I was interviewed by the Las Vegas Review Journal, and they said, "How do you think you're going to do?" I said, "I'm confident. I'm prepared. I'm going to win." Coming in second is like kissing your sister. Well, that year, I kissed my sister. I came back the next year and didn't place. And the third year, I trained even harder. And I was confident in my drink, the story of my drink. I was prepared, and I won that year. So it took me 3 years, but it takes a lot of work. You can't just show up and dial it in.
All right, here we go. I almost forgot what my ice cubes were already. So, starting off with, boom, some Cristalino tequila. Here's the Caramino Cristalino tequila. A little bit of simple syrup, just half an ounce of simple syrup, and some cranberry bitters from Fee Brothers Cranberry Bitters. We'll get that a little stir. Boom, boom. Oh, I got plenty of time here. I already have a clear ice cube prepared over here. Just gonna get some cold and some water off of that. And we'll drop her in and strain it over top of my clear ice cube. I have struggled on a garnish for this cocktail, so therefore I'm not having one.
Yeah, my final sip basically is first the banter between you two guys. I love the way how you guys mesh very well together. It's amazing. The camaraderie between you guys is one of a kind. I also enjoyed seeing you guys make that cocktail in a minute. Okay, I mean, one of us cheated. One of you cheated, but hey, I'm not going to call any names. Okay? I know my winner, and if I was to judge, I know who the winner is. There you go.
So,
yeah,
Damien, now that you've called me out as cheating, I guess I have to admit, yes, I cheated because I pre-shot it, and I did actually take a couple of runs at it. So, in my new studio. So I knew it! I have been honest. All right, come on. This is a safe space, isn't it? Is this a safe space?
It is. And I remember right before I won World Class in 17, I was in San Diego, and I was on a beach. And Robin Clausen was my tour guide down in San Diego. Right. And she took a picture of me looking out into the Pacific Ocean for the first time. And I remember saying to myself, I would have never in a million years back in 2000 at that bartending school imagined this journey. Never in a million years would I have thought I would see the places that I have, meet the people I have, enjoyed the successes I have. So it's just about appreciating the relationships and the opportunities that this industry affords.
In the presence of a well-made Negroni, taut nerves relax, taut muscles relax, eyes brighten, friendships deepen, and the whole world becomes a better place in which to live. As Helen would say, happiness.
How are you?
I think the idea of your show is amazing.
You put in all the work when people aren't watching.
Hey, thank you. I'm honored. Thank you for being so cool.
And that's it. Have fun.
So let's get into it.
And let's get into it. I love that. You know, I really love watching that opening video that we made, and I can't wait to make the next one for our next season. But gosh, there's so many great parts in it. The one I was thinking about the most that struck me today was the Chris Cardone talking about 20 years ago when he was teaching at a bartending school, having no concept of how cool his career was going to be, and looking back on it. So, hey, I'm Dean Serneels. This is Cocktail Network Live. This is Rob Husted.
I'm Rob Husted, and you can find me at the Flair Ambassador on Instagram, along with all my other socials. But I'm very happy you guys are here to join us. This and every Monday night has been a great tradition. And as I'm saying that, I'm a little sad to say, Dean.
You're just sad to say Dean? Why?
Yeah, a little sad to say that this is our last episode this season of Monday. I didn't know we were going to announce it. But yeah, we've had a great run with this season.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I stepped on your line.
I had a great run with this season, and we're looking forward to getting back to it in September. We got a lot of stuff coming up from now until September, which we're going to tease and get into later. But Dean, what have you been up to?
Yeah, there's so many great things coming up over the summertime. I'm looking forward to being involved with them, and Rob and I are going to continue to grow this network, the Cocktail Network Live, and be ready for September. We're going to come back with our new season. And yeah, what have I been up to? I did a family trip with my kids. I got to hang out with my kids. Caught some pike and some walleye and some bass. It was cool. And then I was in California for a week. Did a week in California with Aaron Mertelbauer, calling on our distributors and the liquor stores and bar owners in Southern California. So that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. So how about you? You've been traveling?
Traveling,
last week. What am I talking
a
about?
lot. I can't even keep up to where we've been lately. The last one was the USBG National Conference. That was awesome. I got to be one of the speakers. I taught a seminar on crafting your future utilizing AI and technology that Guy Fieri was the keynote speaker on. All I can say is Guy and I had a great conversation about bartending competitions, an upcoming show he might possibly be doing, and he's very excited to see what we've been doing, Dean.
Excellent. Well, then we'll have to reveal all of that in September. We've got lots of cool things to reveal, actually. If you feel like sticking around to the end of this show, you might get a chance to see the trailer for Shaken and Stirred. Yes,
the
new
first
trailer dropped
official
today.
trailer.
It's going on social tomorrow, but you get to see it. It's a live premiere tonight on Cocktail Network.
Speaking of Shaken and Stirred, Dean, how would someone lucky enough be able to get like a shirt or a hat like that?
I'm not sure, Rob. I'm not sure where they would find such a thing. 1905
we can tell you. 1905films.com. If you go there, that's the film company that created our documentary, along with some other great feature films they're doing. But they're selling a bunch of merch on there. A lot of good merch for Shaken and Stirred. And a good thing is some of those profits go back into the bartending community, as well as to an amazing bartender that's very well involved with this.
Not mentioning
there you
any
go.
names. Yeah, not mentioning any names, but if you get your face on the poster, LFG, Daniel Stites joining us with LFG. I'm too old to know what that means. Rob?
Let's effing go.
Oh, all right. Guess I could have figured that one out. There's two of them. All right. The guy from Teflon. My favorite saucepans are those Teflon pans. No stick. Perfect. Gotcha.
But aside from taking it stirred, which you know, if you stick around at the very end of the show, you're going to see that first 90-second official trailer. We announced something on National Flair Bartenders Day, which was June 10th. Something near and dear to Dean and I's heart, that the FBA is back, baby. Dean, what are your thoughts?
I can't wait. You know, watching the documentary and seeing that story told again on how Flair kind of fell into decline in the early 2000s. And competitions are back. More people are getting back into performing behind the bar, whether it's big moves or little moves or just some kind of finesse behind the bar. It was very important for us to put the FBA back on track and create a place for that community of bartenders to start sharing not only the competition results and all that other stuff, but just sharing in the community of like-minded people. So, Rob, thank you very much. We've been working on this for a couple of years now with Jim Allison and former FBA guys to pull this together and try to make it ready for the new community, the new generation. So, can't wait to see where we're going to be 5 years from now with all of that.
It's going to be great. And Joe, great job putting that graphic up there. If you go to barflair.org, sign up. There's two things. There's the free version and then the $35 paid version. Sign up for the free version right now. Don't worry about even paying anything. Just get involved.
The $35.
Be part of the conversation. But more importantly, the Pro Tour is back. So we're going to have a series of competitions, linking them all together to find out, a points race at the end of the year. We're going to award whoever has the most points, whoever competes the best. And it's back to a ranking system again. And which Dean has been pushing for, which is great, is the FBA calendar. Dean?
Yeah, Casey Seitz, thank you very much. She's happy about the return of the FBA. I think you should spend the $35 on it, because know that $35 is going into the community. All right, Rob and I aren't going to take that money and run off and buy pizza with it. All right, we're using that money to go back into the community to create what we will all stand on 10 years from now. So what was your question again, Rob?
About the FBA calendar. If someone has a competition coming up, how do you do it?
I can't wait to see that come back to life. That was one of my favorite parts. And now with the new technology of social media and everybody's got a phone, you'll be able to, anybody can go on the calendar and update their yard days, or if they're doing a practice or getting together with other bartenders. If you've got a competition, it does not have to be FBA sponsored or sanctioned to be on the calendar. We just want to share what's going on in the community. We will not monitor the calendar, except if people are spamming it or something like that, for sure. But if it is a true and related industry event, we want it on there, and we want people to see what's going on in the community and be able to access other people in the community. So I'm very excited about that. There's just so much going on inside there, Rob.
Lots of good stuff with the FBA. And moving on to June 10th, which was National Flair Bartenders Day, we started off with a series of online seminars. Do you want to talk about your first one?
The Magic Seminar. Again, I was in, where was I? Portugal with Tom Dyer for his Flair camp. Had an awesome opportunity to go and be a trainer at the Flair camp for a day. Taught magic. Taught the guys 5 magic tricks over an hour. And I have recorded those magic tricks and the how-to on a video that is now posted at the Cocktail Network Live YouTube channel. So go check that out. There's 5 magic tricks. We'll teach you how to do it, what the secret is, and how to recreate it at the bar. You don't need any fancy tools or anything. You're using glasses and then limes and coins. So go check that out. There's some free magic tricks out there, guys. And what did you show, Rob?
Our second seminar was one that I taught on how to properly prepare for competitions and IBA techniques, and learning the part one of how to really, what is IBA, International Bartenders Association competitions, how they differ from normal competitions that you and I have been in with cocktail comps or Flair comps, and how to properly prepare for them, as well as the whole garnish segment. Pretty much the part one is everything you do before you hit the stage. And it's really, really great. I got such a demand for when's part 2 coming out? But go check out part 1, learn from it. It was great. And then we came back for the third seminar, Dean, which was?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on your seminar as well. It's so imperative for anybody going into any competition. If you're nervous about it or a little intimidated, go watch this and then figure out some of what the path is so you don't have to go into it not knowing so many questions. Rob covers it very clearly, what to expect. So whether you're going into an IBA competition or not, just watch this video to learn how to make all of your competition presentations better. Video number 3 was me being a blabbermouth about how I go about creating cocktails. One guy's idea on how to create cocktails using the 1806 definition of a cocktail, and Rob and I walk through it, and we have a little bit of fun going back and forth, hearing one perspective on how to create cocktails for events, competitions, or for your own bar.
Yeah, it was a fun video, and happy to be the guinea pig, my friend.
I didn't tell him about it, and I just kind of walked him through it. It was kind of fun. Yeah, it was very fun. So, yeah, check that out. It's on Cocktail Network Live on YouTube. That's where that free content is. Hopefully it's entertaining for you and somewhat educational. Maybe it's both.
There you go. And then as well, all leading up to on June 10th, the National Flair Bartenders Day, was the Cocktail Art Challenge. This was a fun competition, and it used to be a stressful competition for competitors, but this was one of the first years where it wasn't just part of the competitors got it. Majority of the competitors got it. They clicked. They were all making quality cocktails on stage in a timely manner while entertaining. And the coolest thing was, like, we reference it, like, imagine going to a high-end cocktail bar, or any bar for that matter, right? Ordering just one cocktail and getting it within 5 minutes. But now these bartenders are showing you what is really possible in the world of performance bartending today. I can get a Spanish Long Island iced tea and 4 identical specialty cocktails with flair and fun in 5 minutes. Outstanding.
Right. Yeah, outstanding. And what a great way you positioned it going in. The last couple of times you've done cocktail competitions with flair and cocktails, you got a lot of pushback. Some of the old school bartenders were just like, no, I just want to get on stage and flip bottles around. And some of the mixologists were like, I don't know how to flip bottles well enough. And you have brought both of those worlds together in these competitions. And now there's very little pushbacks because the competitors that want to be on stage get it. We've got great mixologists coming out of the woodwork that didn't think their flair was awesome, but it's certainly good enough to get them into this competition. And it's so much fun. So this is the future, and it looks great because all those cocktails are very, very professional cocktails and could be on any high-end cocktail menu.
Yeah, I got to say, well done to all the competitors. It's the first time in a long time that we had to close down registration because we had so many people wanting to compete, and we only have so much time in a day to get it done. So thank you to them. Big thanks to all of our judges, Ivan Yusuf, Raul Bartender, which we're going to get to see in a little bit, Shay Courts, Diana Green, John Cow, Damian Williams, Francisco Lopez, and Chase Moore. You guys did an amazing job of doing the difficult job of judging fair. And when we looked through the scores afterwards, and then, the 2 days later when I finally got to unpack the U-Haul and compare the scores and everything, like, everybody was pretty much spot on. And there was a lot of surprising results once we read them, but once we look back at it, it was all legit. So well done to them, and thank you to the staff, Amanda, Kara, Chris, Joe, everyone behind the scenes that helped make it happen. JD Spradlin was the MC.
Yeah, how cool was that? How cool was that? Having JD, we talked to JD just for fun and to have him on the show, and he was like, "Why aren't I emceeing the competitions anymore?" We're like, we had no idea that that's what you wanted to do. You're welcome back anytime, of course. And Jules Aaron did a great job anchoring as well, talking people through the quality of the cocktail after the flair rounds with you and Lorenzo. Great job, guys.
Yeah. Kevin Gibbons came down last minute with being ill, so he couldn't make it. We found out that the morning of, so we made it work. Kevin, you're invited. Come out next time again. Hopefully we get to see you for that one. But yes.
Yeah.
Jules, great job. And great job, Harrison, for an amazing job being the DJ with no hiccups as well. But one thing we challenged all those competitors to do was create a 30-second sponsor commercial, helping teach them how to be a brand, as well as giving back to the sponsors, and then giving someone a little bit, of money and a trophy that may not have won it regardless. So right now, if we can, we'd like to announce the top 3 for this as we give away some money and hardware.
All right.
Coming in 3rd place, I got to say this before we announce anything. This year, it was really hard. There were so many great videos. A lot of the competitors stepped it up. It wasn't just like 1 or 2 that submitted great videos and the rest just half-assed it. It was really difficult. Almost everyone submitted a great video. So well done, the competitors. Thank you guys for doing that. But without further ado, coming in 3rd place was a tie, and we're going to play these 2 videos now.
What a glorious day it is to take over the world.
Oh no, I feel like Dr. Weasel's up to his old tricks again. This is a job for Super Flare.
The only thing that can save us now is a little help from our sponsors. With a little combination of our sponsor's finest call with cranberry rum, I can now save the world.
Take that, Dr. Weasel.
Oh no, I'm melting. Curse you, Super Flare. Thank you, Super Flare. You're my hero.
No need to thank me. The sponsors are the real heroes here.
How could I forget that I had given her an extra key? All this time she was standing there, she never took her eyes off me.
Oh, you think the woman is so your pillar. Just on your weakness, all the queen of your pillar. You better watch your back before she turn into a killer. It's a beautiful situation to call the winner. You be a true killer, you know how to play. This is your night, come, this is your day. Never admit to a word where she say. I she cannot tell her baby no way.
She saw the marks on my shoulder, heard the words that I told her, heard the screams getting louder. She stayed until it was over. Honey came in and she got me red-handed.
Nice. Well done. That was from Jeff Freilich and Christoph. You guys did a great job. In 2 different styles of videos, which is great, but great job on time.
Very different styles. I love Jeff. He actually brings that energy to the stage as well. So he's so much fun.
And then tying for 2nd, again, this was really tough, are the next 2 videos.
These beautiful things that I've got, please stay.
I love it. The creativity was unreal. Great job, Hector Rangel and Manny Pacone for tying for 2nd. Both those videos were well done, well thought out, but just barely inching by and taking 1st place is our next video.
Daiquiri featuring plantation rum and finest call premium cocktail mixes.
Nice.
Well done. Congratulations, Lorenzo Garcia. We've seen the video once before, but this time was a winner. $500 and a trophy goes out to you, my friend. Dean, what are your thoughts on all the commercials that you just saw?
I think it's wonderful. You know, we asked these guys to make these videos, and again, like, there used to be pushback, and now they're having fun with it. They're truly embracing it because they understand, they get it, and they're already making content for their social media channels already. So why not give the sponsors that are spending so much money on these events a little bit extra and a little bit more hellos? I know. Jean Manuel's video got like thousands of hits on social media. So great for him, and great for all the sponsors involved in that. So it's got a great feature in it. I really love these.
Last he showed me, and you're right. Like, because of that video he did, he helped build his brand. So great job on that, Gene.
Right, right. And that's a lot of what we want to remind ourselves as we keep on our own focus of giving bartenders that are getting into the craft, that are truly inspired to do amazing things in the craft, be it flair, mixology, whatever. We're here to try to build some of these communities and platforms to give bartenders an opportunity to get out there with their own brands and to showcase the hard work of these guys and girls. So yeah, they're all making me proud, that's for sure.
Awesome. Well, we're at 20 minutes now. I think we're ready for a cocktail. How about you, my friend?
Yeah, we got somebody in the green room. He's probably pretty thirsty by now. All right. Here we go. I've got some more refrigerator ice in my cup here for you. I am going to make fun of my dear friend Rob Husted right now as he's using all of my my contact lens solution for one of his cocktails. So and wait till I show you what is actually in chicken ramen. It's incredible. It's incredible. So instead of going all Picasso and Van Gogh with my cocktail today, I'm going to go the opposite direction and show you a very fun cocktail that is equally as potentially ridiculous. I didn't want to just say your cocktail was outright ridiculous, but I think I just did, and I can't pull myself back from it now. So off we go. I'm ready.
You want me to count you down?
Sure, something.
In the words of J.D. Spradlin, Dean Serneels in 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, I'm inspired by Jeff Fralick today. There's 2 ounces of a beautiful sweet rum. That's Bamboo. And here is 2 ounces of Coco Real, real cream of coconut, the meat, the oils, the everything in the coconut. And brand new, you haven't even seen it. It's not even available yet. Single pressed pineapple juice. Absolutely from Finest Call. This is it's got a great shelf life. All that's going in a blender. Yes, I'm doing a blender, and I'm entering a Twinkie into said blender. Now let me tell you all the favorite things that I like about the canned cream of coconut. There it is. All right. And that's a little joke that I do when I'm doing my presentations. A Twinkie with the garnish. Little Twinkie on the top.
Dean, you've been joking about this one for a while, but to me, it sounds amazing. Those that know, I grew up in Chicago, and I love Portillo's, and Portillo's has a chocolate cake shake on the menu, which is to die for. So I'm assuming that's got to be just as good.
It is a sugar bomb. I'll be taking my insulin shot after this, but delicious, the Twinkie colada. So let's see what you've got, Mr. Mixologist. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Vincent Van Gogh will create a cocktail for us now. He is an artist, of course. 3, 2, 1, go!
Tonight's cocktail is going to be with 1.5 ounces of Yacht Life vodka. That's right, the same vodka in the competition. And then we're going to use a 1/2 ounce of Finest Call triple sec. There's the Finest Call stall. And then this is where Dean's going to make fun of me, is a 1/2 ounce of chicken ramen syrup. Basically, it's just simple syrup with some chicken ramen spice in there. 4 dashes of celery bitters. And just 1 dash, that's right, 1 dash. Go ahead and make fun of me now, Dean, of saline solution. We're going to stir that, and when we stir, we smile. And then we're going to strain this goodness into our coupe glass that's rinned with celery salt and garnish with just 1 little wedge of celery so it looks like a horse's hoof straight from the horse's mouth. It's a sweet cocktail balanced with salinity.
Nice. That's the horse getting his hoof out of his mouth then, isn't it? Nice.
Cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers to you. It's always the wrong side. We'll get that figured out.
And then my chicken ramen syrup, I used 8 ounces of sugar, 8 ounces of water, and just 1 chicken ramen package. So feel free to replicate it yourself.
All right, let's run out and grab ourselves some chicken ramen. Would you like me to read off the ingredients of chicken ramen just for fun?
Just go for it.
No, I'm not gonna. It's a really creative idea, and I applaud it. We've got some applause there from Matthias. It's all about having fun with any of the ingredients that we have in the kitchen, in the house, in the grocery store. What can we make into cocktails? Just because we can do it doesn't mean we should. Does not apply here. We're just gonna have some fun making cocktails. All right. We got a guy in the green room. I think he's thirsty. Rob, you want to go with this one?
Let's do it. Longtime friend, one of the judges at this past Cocktail Art Challenge and the one before, helped out with Cocktail Network Live many times. Anytime we have a charity event and helping our brothers and sisters raise money for different awarenesses or causes, he's always been there. Turning into a dear friend, and really happy to have him on board and talk about his perspective of everything he's built up, Mr. Raul Guzman.
Woo! Raul!
Hey!
Hola, 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 hola. ¿Cómo están? How you guys doing?
Very good. ¿Cómo está?
Good, my friend.
How are you,
First
sir?
question is always, what are you drinking?
I have a special drink called Succeed, or in Spanish, my very big inspiration, Éxito, because this is the success that you guys had in the competition, and all the details and secrets that I'm gonna reveal tonight. That's the main inspiration, that everybody can grab a little bit and have Éxito in the future.
Nice.
Dean,
Do
you
we
want to
have to
count
count
me
you
down?
down?
Sorry, what?
I'll count you down, right? Where's my
I'm
countdown
ready.
shaker? Here we go. Raul Guzman, 3, 2, 1, go!
With gin from the Amazonian, from my country, Venezuela. And we're gonna do a little twist here because I'm gonna use the gin to mix it with tangerine tea. This is a very cool technique that you can see in my channel. It's pretty cool for gin tonics, and I love it because it brings color, smells, and flavor. And that's it. Just a couple seconds and retire the tea bag. I set up vanilla syrup from Rail. It have to be in here. Is one of the best products that I'm being obsessed. So we got some vanilla syrup over here. Just a little touch of lime juice, like a half an ounce. Lime bitter, sorry. And we're gonna complete it or top it off with roasted pineapple soda.
Boom, boom, boom. Right on the second. I loved it.
Well done, sir. Well done.
And the garnish, a lime and a couple basil. Salud. Cheers.
All right. Cheers to you. We're gonna try to cheers on the. Gotta reach over.
Wait, did I do it on time?
Yeah, you did it on time. You did it perfectly on time. All right. Cheers to you. Cheers, Rob. All right, let's just drink.
Cheers, guys. Salud.
Cheers. Salute to you, sir. Raul, welcome. How's the drink?
Éxito.
I've never seen the technique that you would just take the. I've infused tea in cocktails before, but I've never thought of the idea of just quickly infusing it like that and getting just a little bit of the flavor out. How much?
I love it. I love it. I love it, and I highly recommend. I know it could be. This drink is more when you are at home and you want to experiment different flavors and aromas, but it took all the properties from the tea very easily. If you have time, just set it, let it sit for 5-10 seconds. But the cool thing is there is so many teas that you can experiment it that I really love to.
Yeah, the apple tea and so many different flavors of tea, because I like using tea in cocktails.
And my secret ingredient, by the way, every time that I drink, always combine it with water all the time. That's my secret to make cocktails taste better and be a better person next day.
Your liver says thank you. Yeah, your liver called me today and said thank you. Raul, tell us about your bartending background a little bit and how you got into flair and becoming a personality here. Give us a bit of
Oh,
background.
amazing. Well, first of all, thank you for letting me be here and share my experience and my passion, which is the cocktails and the bartending industry. And I really appreciate the opportunity. And I start, I will try to make it short, but I start not even for the money or not even for the flavors or cocktails. I start for sports. I start to practice in flair because the first time that I seen, I was like very into it. Like my first step into bartending industry or behind the bars, it was because of flair. It was that epic video from Felipe Morris in Carnival Core in Las Vegas. So I was a bartending. Sorry, I was a baseball player, and I want to change my career because I was struggling with my shoulder. And if you guys know, every time a professional sport person start to have like very deep injuries, it's like the worst thing that you can have. So I was start to thinking. I was 22 years old,
Right.
and a friend of mine is like, Raul, you need to clear your mind. You are thinking too much. I know you're dealing with this, but what if you help me behind the bar in one event that I have? And I'm like, what? I don't even drink alcohol. And he was like, you don't have to do anything. To trust me, bro. It's amazing. It's a lot of cool stuff happening behind the bar. So I went there. I helped him as a bar back, and I like it. And he's like, hey, you should do a bartending course. And in that bartending course, it was a couple 2 days, the basics. That's when they show what it was flair about. And it blew my mind, but I wasn't there to, how to say, I was completely 100% that it's going to change my life from baseball to cocktails. And then I remember that year I started to work with that company and multiple events. And then I had a contract to play baseball in Aruba. And guess what?
What?
The
Came from
Aruba League,
Aruba for this?
no, but the Aruba League, it doesn't have that much level. So I have a lot of free time. I play like 1 day per week, and the rest is like, okay, what if I get like extra money and I start working behind the bar? So I worked there for 6 months, and that's where I start to get addicted to flair. I was like practicing in my room or in the park under the sun in Aruba. It's very, very tropical and it's heavy, but I was just obsessed with that. And then when I finished my contract there playing baseball, I went to Venezuela and I quit everything. I was like, I don't want to deal with baseball. I don't want to deal with this. I have some savings, and I was like, guess what? Something inside of me. It's telling me, stay there, or practice. And I started practicing 8 hours every day. I remember my first days. I was having breakfast, lunch, and dinner in a park. Every single person who works in the morning, they saw me arriving around 7 a.m. And the place that I used to practicing a lot, the traffic, it was intense. So imagine me practicing at 9 a.m. I drop a shaker, I grab the shaker, and I look around me, and it was everybody stuck in traffic looking at me. That helped me a lot to lose the fear of people watching you. And I dedicate for for a couple years practicing, and I was unfortunately the worst bartender of all time because I was stuck in flair, and I never thought about how to create a good cocktail. I wasn't interested about the classics, so I was just stuck with flair, and I become flair bartending. The champion of my country for a couple times, and that's when that was my first steps into this bartending industry. And later on, when I did my bartending school for flair, and I start to get more in deep into competitions, that's where I start to study more about cocktails, and I finally start to balance in flair with cocktails.
Good. So you worked for 2 years as a bartender while you were teaching yourself flair.
Correct.
Great, great. And then flair just propelled you. Rob, do you have anything you wanted to talk about on that, or?
I mean, I found everything. I found everything because with flair and with all this industry, I'm always been a competitive person since
Right.
little kid, and I think my big brother, it was a person that we always seen challenges at home. It doesn't matter what. Like if it's the first person arriving home and you need whoever gonna decide the channel to watch on TV the rest of the day, we run like after after my
Whoever
parents
has the control.
over. Seriously, we always been so competitive, and that helps me to be as a successful baseball player. And then when I saw that passion in that sport as a flair bartender, that makes me make the things like very serious, or take the competitions very serious, or try to polish my routines, try to pay attention in the rules and learn very deeply about the mistakes that I had competition through competition. And
Right.
to be honest, that's one of the most important parts to me. The flair bartenders or bartenders in general, they don't understand when they're in a competition that they do the same mistakes over and over.
Right. And then just to fix those. So what brings you from bartending and not being a great bartender, learning how to make cocktails and being a better bartender, into content creating? What was the crossover there?
All right, I always been a passionate. I always have the passion, and I always like to be on social media. I still, if you scroll down in my Instagram, all the way down, the first picture that you're gonna see is me with three bottles, and that picture is fake because I didn't know how to throw three bottles back then. But I remember a friend of mine that we were practicing. I was like, dude, take the pictures, and I just gonna throw randomly three objects in the air, and whatever it looks like, it shows like what I'm doing. That's the good one. So I always been like very excited to show my craft or my art or my flair shows or my cocktails when I was sharing. But I took it very serious starting COVID, because I changed my whole life 6 years ago when I moved to America, and I get the O1 visa to teach bartending in Las Vegas and in Miami with European Bartending School with EBS, and more important with the Slick Bartender with Vladimir, that he gave me the chance to be in his stuff. And that's where I learned very close, and I study a lot about the classic. I become like a very good bartender. And when COVID hits, lack of students, everything locked down. But I was having my YouTube channel, and I was posting like one video every month, because I always want to show what I was doing, and I always think that social media could be like an album of memories, like when I was having these routines, when I was having this and that. But more deep of that is the when I try to learn about bartending or about drinks or flair, there is nothing in Spanish, nothing. It was like very bad, the struggles that I had trying to find something online. And it was something that I think very in my head, like, hey, if I get a level, I would like to provide something to people that they can grasp at least some information. Not the best information in the world, but at least I'm going to provide whatever I had through the years. And that was my first steps. Then when I quit the school, because I was like getting like good results, and I saw financial that, I can live with this. Let's do it 100%. But my love with social media was already there since the beginning, and I can tell you that I'm doing what I love, and I'm in love with the community that I was building for years. I love to keep sharing what I do, and it's been amazing. And I still in love with what I'm doing right now, which is share with people what I barely know.
Nice. So that brings us to a good point, is Now, if you want to share with something, what advice would you give our audience for creating successful content?
All right, so, éxito is start to taste more good. All right, so like everything in life, I think that you need to study a lot. It's not just post a video, a photography, or just showing yourself what are you doing. Everything it have to be behind. You need to think about the strategy. The strategy of how you're gonna pull up your content is the most important thing. Why? Because there is so much competition right now. There is so many people, like you said early, Dean, that everybody has a phone, everybody can create stuff, but you need to create or take it serious and study your field before you start to showing everything that you do. So for example, right now you can focus your content in comedy, or it can be to show people, to teach people, like educational, or you can just do lifestyle. But I just did like a cocktail of so many ingredients, put it all together, because if you take a look, even if I have some funny videos that I post in all my social media, but I always try to focus in educational. The people will learn at least something about the bartending industry, and I always stick with that since the beginning. That's my main goal. So when I did my first tutorial ever, it was always focusing in to bring some information. But right now, I will say that you need to study very well how is the SEO, the SEO about every social media, because Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, they're all work different, and you can monetize all of them. But you need to sit down, you need to do your homework, and you need to create. You need to think about, okay, how I want to people see me in 6 months or in a year. What is the amount of videos, and what is the message that I want to show to the people? So it's a lot of work, it's a lot of study, it's a lot of things that it's been more difficult month or year to year to me. There is not just like, oh, I have an idea, let's record. No, it's very important to dissect. I'm not quite understand, like,
Yeah, plan ahead.
plan it ahead and try to make a whole thing. I'm gonna reveal you a secret that I do in my multiple trips that I'm doing right now for to show people how to make a better content online. There is mix the feelings with what are you recording. So for example, this is the cocktails éxito, or the cocktails success. So I'm going to do 5 videos focusing in this cocktail, but I'm gonna show to the people with different feelings. So let's go with the feeling mad. Oh my gosh, guys, you would never believe um, how much I pay for this gin, and it makes me so mad. But I'm gonna change my mood, and we're gonna make the best cocktail ever. And guess what? When I taste it, it's not that good. What if I try this cheap gin to see if I don't know, if balance. So I'm showing them the feeling of mad, that I'm being mad. And what do you guys think? Have you ever make a cocktail with a gin of $70? Something that it gives them like the idea of what we were talking about. And another feeling, happiness. Oh my gosh, guys, I was home, and this is like the script. This is how I make the scripts. And I was home, and I open a drawer, like a very old from my grandpa, and I discovered this gin. This is his favorite gin. Let's make a cocktail with that. And in the end, taking a sip and saying, oh my gosh, I can taste this taste, or this memory, it's giving me chills, and I feel like my old man is right next to me. So I'm touching like happiness, melancholy, and everything is just with the same cocktail. So those are strategies that you are learning day by day. But to encourage or to make people be more focused in social media, you have to understand that this is not just push the button and record. You have to do a lot of research, and you have to put yourself, your personality in the videos to connect with people, because that's the most important thing. Connect with people. And if you have amazing personality, even if you do if you have amazing personality but you don't know how to develop in a video, you won't make that impact.
Great advice, and I love everything how you answered that. But let's build on that. You touched on something. Now, for our content creators just starting out, what platforms do you suggest they use, and is there different strategies for those platforms?
I recycle the content because the shorts and vertical content less than 60 seconds is working very good for me. But if there is somebody up there that he wants to dedicate itself or give it a year to focusing on social media, and you have to me it works. Let's go back. Every person is a completely different world. There is people who can survive or not survive, like make a very nice income with sponsors just from Instagram. Instagram, it helps a lot to people to get sponsors. But I always suggest to have your normal salary from the views from YouTube. YouTube, it pays very well. But on YouTube, you need to combine horizontal videos and vertical videos. But everything depends. Everything depends. Everything depends. I suggest to be in all the platforms, because there is people that they only use Facebook, other people that they only use TikTok. So it is very complicated, and you need a whole team, like editor or a writer or filmmaker. If you have a team, it's more easy to be everywhere and have different strategies. But where it's only yourself, that you don't have the money to spend in a team, I considering to try to make try to make the horizontal videos, the vertical videos, and post it everywhere in shorts for YouTube, reels for Instagram, TikTok as well, vertical, and reels on Facebook. You have all the verticals to bring people to watch your horizontal videos. But it's very, very complicated. And my advice is to be in all platforms, have horizontal content, and there is going to be like 8 to 10 minutes, and have short content. There is pretty much what I do. I post like two videos per month, long ones, horizontal, and every 3 days, vertical one. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But if you can manage the time with your team, you can pretty much do a good work.
Do you have an overall brand message that you try to get across when you're creating your own brand, and you've created Raul Bartender successfully with all this extra hard work? What is your full brand message that you're being able to get out, and how do you weave it in?
Like the message that I wanna give to every viewer, every single person who enjoy my content.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to them stop reality for at least a minute. That I want to they feel every time that they watch a video, or every time that they know, every time that a notification pop up or they're watching a video, I want to them feeling like, oh, I'm at home, like, oh, this is the creator that I watch, or somebody that it will stop my reality. So I want always to keep smiling, make them feel like, because this a smile is very addictive. When you see somebody like enjoying a job or enjoying what you're doing, you're gonna give them that calmness. But also, one of my best videos ever, that there is a couple videos that they reach over 40 million views. It's a message, like very deep message of pain, or like things that we are going through in life. So not everything is smiling. But my finally message is to learn about the bartending industry, about drinks, even about water. Doesn't matter. Everything who goes with liquid, you're gonna learn something in the Raul Bartender channel. But it's I try to focus that they can find a little moment in life that they can just escape from their problems and enjoy what I really put in a lot of effort to entertain people.
And what would you suggest for bartender, or not just bartenders, but anybody trying to get into doing social and creating their own content about finding their own niche? You found your own niche in the bartending world. How do you suggest that others find the niche that is unique to them?
You got to do what you really like. For example, if I'm a bartender, I love cocktails, I love flair, I love to put a smile in a person, and I just start to put in on social media wine or coffee, something that it needs a lot of time to me to learn. I don't think I'm gonna make the same impact, or I'm not going to give the same energy, and people can see that. People can read your personality. So I will say that if you want to put something online and grow in that, don't do it for the money. You got to do it because you really like what are you talking about, what, because you have passion, because it feel you inside. And when you explain something with passion, people, even people that they don't learn, that they don't know your language, they gonna identify the good energy that you are putting in. So if you want to start in social media, try to start with something that you really like and you really love, and don't start with the money. The money will go when it's the right time, when you are doing a great job, when you're learning from your mistakes, when you keep pushing the money, it will come. The success, the numbers, the followers, the subscriptions and everything, they're gonna like come back to you. But of course you need to keep putting a hard work in it and believing in every step that you are doing. And I can tell you right now, the followers, the income that it comes is amazing. But this job has a other job. It has a lot of hard times, and that's where my competitive spirit shows up. And I have two Rauls inside. The Raul, they saying, "Oh, you are losing followers. Oh, you are not making good money. Oh, what you gonna do? Oh, we should quit. Let's do another thing." And the other Raul, the positive, that is more stronger. He's like, "No, you've been here so many times. You can step up. You can beat the other Raul. Let's freaking do it. You are capable. Let's do it. Let's go. And you are the best."
You are the best, my friend. And so I want to ask the best
Come
this
on,
question.
you guys are the
One
best.
thing- you're too good. One thing we try to do at our competitions is to grow and teach the competitors to grow into becoming their own brand, and to teach them about marketing themselves, as well as the sponsors that pay for the money for these competitions, by creating a 30-second commercial like we talked about earlier and we saw earlier. What advice would you give them maybe on creating their next 30-second commercial, and any tips and tricks that what you saw, what they could be doing better?
My biggest advice will be try to make less cringe ever. No. I'm joking. I'm joking, because one of my things that something that I notice when I do when I feel in cringe doing my episodes, that's when I'm like feeling the we're going to another level. And if you don't do cringe in social media, if you want to look everything perfect, that's not like the real thing. People like to see like how we are like deeply. But you need to find a balance. But to me, it will be a study the other videos that people send during the years, and see what people they never do. Try to think out of the box, because I know slow motion, showing the ingredients, showing the bottles. Every people can do that like so easily, and there is been there for a long time. Try to think out of the box. Try to put something that it takes you time to make in a script. It makes you like time. And unfortunately, we are not when you are starting with videos, you don't realize what is going to have like a huge impact or not. It takes time to keep making and keep making. But I think people will start to produce better videos for the competitions when they were recording more or editing more, but always with a script, always with an idea, not just pull all the ingredients, because that's way too basic. But also, yeah, congratulations. I saw multiple cool videos that they are very funny sometimes, that they are like very hard to understand, and others that you can see there is not too much to see, but they just it looks cool. But I know that what you guys doing are going to step up in the filming creation. And again, study. I learned most of the 90, no, the 80% of what I know about filming on YouTube tutorials. Try to, and I always have this routine in my life, which is, um, if I want to improve in something, it's kind of like in the school. I need to give at least 2 or 3 hours minimum of my life to keep improving of how to make better lighting, how to show, how to retain the attention in people that they are watching. There is so many information that it's not just watch the information, it's also about put it in practice. So practice makes perfect. It's the same how to make the best cocktails and how to make the best routine or be a better competitor. You have to be there and put passion and study what you're doing and keep showing up.
I love it. So have an idea, create a script, practice makes perfect, and don't be afraid to keep learning. Great advice. Now let's
And
take it
last
another
one,
step, because
and last
when you
one,
were there, what's that?
sorry, and last one, I'm open to any other competitor, any other flair bartender who wants to have some advice. They can send me the video and they can text me, and I will give my eye of what I think about the video. Please do not tell me, hey Raul, do me a video. No, do it, or bring me the idea, do a presentation of what you're doing, or if you record it, send me the video and just tell me, hey Raul, what do you think? That I will be more than blessed to watch the video and say what I think about it.
Nice. And now you had some great perspective, and you're actually doing a video when you're down there about judging. Let me ask you this question: if you can change anything about the way we judge competitions, what would you change, and what are your thoughts on how they're judged right now?
I think I've been has a flair bartender or competition judge. I think I did already like 20, and everyone is different. But I really like your system. I really like your system because you have like a very different like the judging from techniques and cocktails and bartending has the same balance, but you want to show what is very most important, which is the showmanship. We're still in a flair competition, but I think the lack of reception of the people for competitions, it's that they are not like that entertainment to some to people who goes there and just see some 10 guys throwing crazy tricks and falling drops, blah, 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 blah. When they bring a show like what has been the same idea that you guys been through so many years, it's so entertaining to watch. And because the competitors, they know they can lose 50 points if they don't do like a great show, if they just throw in something. So I really like the system that you guys put in there. I feel very comfortable be as a judge. And overall, I don't think there is something that I really don't like about the system. I think it's a very good one, and I still feeling like, or I will have to see the sheets to be honest, to check all the details. But in overall, I feel like it was very comfortable. And for the moment, I wouldn't change because it's still very easy to identify the top three with your points.
Awesome. That's exciting. Rob, did you want to respond to that at all?
No, that's not the answer I was expecting, but thank you. It took years for us to get here, and a lot of mistakes and journeys, and realizing, when you have mistakes and when you have professional conversations with other competitors and other judges, and you learn from that. I think we're at a pretty good spot right now for that competition. So thank you.
Yeah, so fantastic. I love that answer too. And Rob, I love your use of professional conversations with the competitors as well. So fantastic. Raul, in that part of that conversation there, talking about bartenders at the Cocktail Art Challenge, using more showmanship, could you talk as a judge what kind of things you're looking for in showmanship? We know what difficult moves look like, and then the cocktail, well, it is its own thing. But what are you looking for when somebody does something and you go, that was good showmanship, and mark a note? What are bartenders? What are you looking for?
it's awesome how what I learned with social media, it can take it very it match very good with the reality. When you are watching a video, you have 10 seconds or 5 seconds to impress the person who is like watching the video, because
Right.
if you don't impact in the beginning, people will do like this, and the network or the algorithm is not going to pull your video to more audience because it didn't receive in the beginning. There was, oh, this is fun, oh, I want to watch this, oh, what's going on, I comment right away on, oh, I really like just the beginning or the retention, especially for example in YouTube when you have 30 seconds to,
Right.
that's like the primarily timing that you have to make YouTube show your content more. So those 30 seconds, they are crucial in competitions. I think the beginning have to be extremely powerful, not just six shakers and something like super hard to land in flare techniques. No, something visual, something there is like, oh my gosh, he's here. Because what happened is the people who has more level that they go to has a competitor, people talks a lot and they say, hey, this guy from this country, he's insane. Have a look, and that word start to spread all around the competition, and everybody's like focusing in what that person is going to do, and it helps to make the showmanship, because showmanship to me is also about people who is like staring at you and they don't want to lose any movement because you are amazing. When you don't have that experience, because to get that chit chatting of your level, it needs a lot of time, it needs a lot of tournaments, it needs a lot of like skills. If you don't have that for the moment, I will say try to focus in your first 10 seconds and do something that is gonna make people like, oh, that was cool, I have to keep watching this person. If it doesn't matter what level of flair do you have. For example, Chad, it did the last competition that he failed the throwing of the jigger to catch on top of the bottle, and he missed that, and then he used the board to pull the jigger, the second jigger. That was like, wow, that was amazing. It catch me it catch my attention, and I'm not saying that everybody should do that in the beginning of the routine. I'm just saying the same way how I crush my mind every day, how to catch the attention of the people in the first second of the video. Competitors should do that with something very attractive, and I'm not talking about flair, I'm talking about, and it's more than just pull up a hat, hey, hi, kiss at the bottle. No, they have to think out of the box and try to find that first connection with the routine and something very original. Last thing, one competitor that it goes to my head right now is from Peru, and I'm so sorry if I say the name wrong, but it's Johnny. He started a routine with a hat, and the jigger is attached to a hat. So he do a routine, and he in the beginning of the routine he pour one ingredient to the jigger holding the hat, and the trick looks pretty cool. So that impact, there is not just having a hat. No, it's involving the whole thing with a hat. It's something there in the beginning to people that they don't know him. They will be like, oh, that's cool, I need to keep watching this person.
Right. I often think that about guys that come up with props, and I see it in other sports as well. Well, figure skating anyway, where they come out with a prop to try to set the scene, but then they immediately just throw the prop to the side, and it's nothing to do with the show. So I like when you're saying that if you're going to use a prop like the hat, pour into the jigger in it and incorporate it into the show at least a little bit before you move on to the rest of it. Raul, we are going to have a pour it forward question for you, and then we're hoping that you will join us for one more drink with on our Patreon. Would you like to join us for that?
Of course.
Excellent. But quickly, tell us what you're going to be up to in the near future. Is it more Raul Bartender, or what other cool things?
Definitely, absolutely. I'm very busy creating something special for my community. and it's something that they will create, or they're gonna be attached to our connections with the channel, and with new bartenders, or old bartenders, because I'm having audience from so many years. There is new people who's coming up to my channel daily, and I have also people who's watching my streams when I started in the channel, and I'm preparing something very, very special that they will can be have at their bars. And it's something that I'm gonna put extremely details in the presentation that they're gonna melt their hearts. It's something that is coming up soon, and I don't want to reveal because it's not done yet. But I'm working in to keep something back to my community. There is not just flirt bottles or shakers. There's something coming up, and like I said, I still giving like I still having everyday ideas to make the channel more attractive, and not, it's not just more attractive, it's to people understand. Recently, my next video who is coming up is a lot of information for those people that they want to bartending in a cruise. So recently I went to a cruise for vacations, or for Justine's birthday, and I interview multiple bartenders to know what's the secrets that you cannot find on such on internet, of how is to bartending in those huge boats or cruises. So that's a little spoiler, but the big surprise there is coming up, I will need a little bit more time, but the next video is going to be a long information about the cruises.
Well, call us when it's time for the worldwide exclusive.
Of course, of course.
Rob? Is Rob there? Can Rob hear us? All right, so let's run a video of our question from last week. Diana Green, one of your fellow judges in the Cocktail Art Challenge. She was a mixology judge. She has a question for Raul Bartender, and here it comes.
Bring it on.
Hey Raul, what's up? It's Diana Green with Gonzalez Baez. It was so great to see you last week at the Cocktail Art Challenge flair competition. I know you did an excellent job as a judge, and I want to know, because I know you've traveled quite a bit and flair competitions have taken you a long way, what are some of your most interesting locations and travel stories from your adventures of flair? Have a great one. Cheers. Bye-bye.
All right. Amazing question.
Yeah, where has the world of flair and bartending taken you around the world?
Before the answer, I would like to say a few words to the chat, because I see very amazing people in the chat. Hold on.
Oh, I'm not even watching the chat.
¿Qué pasa, chat? Los quiero un montón. Todo el mundo colocando corazones en el chat. Muchas gracias por estar aquí. Los quiero un montón. Un beso. All right. So,
Head up to the chat anytime you want.
Thank you. So I will say 2 locations. The first location, I did a flair competition in Milan in the bar Lollapalooza. It's a very popular competition that they were doing every month. And that was let's say my first competition being with the biggest competitors in our industry. And I was like I was from Venezuela champion. I crushed it. I nailed it, all the competitions in my country. And when I went to Europe, and when I went to Milan, specific Milan at north in Italy, and I started to see all those crazy monsters, so professional flair bartenders, and they were very welcome to me. They give me so much advices, and I understood, oh my gosh, my level is so bad. So I think it's very important to those young flair bartenders to go to the biggest competitions around the world, because you're going to learn so much, even if you were in the last of the list. So if you really like this flair bartending lifestyle, I highly recommend to get out of your comfort zone and do competitions out of your country. And that was my first competition in Milan that it blew my mind. And the second it was very personal, and it was in the World Cup in Tokyo, in Japan, because I always liked their culture, and I always when I was a little kid, I always been I don't know, so very close to the Japanese culture, and go there representing my country in my first World Cup. That was I prepared myself so much for that competition, and it gave me one of the biggest lessons in life, which is finish your cocktail on time.
Diana's gonna love that.
It has to be a shirt. It has to be a shirt. Why isn't it a shirt yet?
So I was very I love Tokyo. I love their culture, and if there is so many weird things that they do over there, but I don't know, it's something that it goes more than what's going on. I don't know, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things, but I always was craving to go there and feel the country and be there. And we were like 8 days. Four of the first 4 days, it was just focusing in the competition, and then I was enjoying the city.
Right.
But to me, it was extremely special. To me, it was extremely special, that experience. And Tokyo is amazing city, but it's more important the connections that I did in that competition. And when I saw all the video again of what how was my presentation there, it just gave me the most extremely happiness. Like I'm holding a little bit tears, because I still remember like it was yesterday how dedicated I put myself. And the video in the end, it looks so bad, because not the video, my performance, it looks so bad because I focused my routine to finish 30 seconds early. And after that, I learned to try to finish the competition if you have 5 minutes, I learned to finish it in 4 minutes, and try to make the routines like more short, but try to show off the biggest move that you have, or the most attractive move, so you won't have so many connections and so many movements that we know everybody knows that those routines or those movements everybody can do. Try to show what they cannot do, something that is super unique of yours. Try to make the routines short, and focus in to make an amazing cocktail before routine. But that's my experience, and every bartender has different experience. And for me, it's super crucial to read the rules. And if I have 5 minutes, I'm gonna end that cocktail in 4 for now on.
That's great advice. That's great advice.
Well, Dean, as we're coming down to the end of the glass, it may be that time for the final sip.
All right.
We have to chug this.
You've been talking, we've been drinking. It's been great,
rules,
though.
Man. It was in the rules. You gotta drink it. I'm teasing. You can save that for one more drink with, or a new show that we're starting tonight. The same drink with Raul Bartender. So my final sip of the night, in this deliciousness of calorie-forward cocktail, is to always have water with you. No, that wasn't my point. Although that is what I'm drinking in one more drink with. Get into as many competitions as you can. And first off, Raul, I've got a list of ideas here of different things that I wanted to talk about in the final sip, because I make notes along the way. But just sign up to competitions. As you said, it doesn't matter whether you're going to come in last or not. Getting to the competition and being on the stage is so crucial to moving forward in your career. And what you can learn just by being in the room, just by taking the journey, is incomparable. You'll never find that information in a book or on YouTube or anything. You have to experience it by signing up to any and all competitions you can. So that's my final sip with Raul Bartender.
Cheers.
Rob.
Yep, my final sip. And it's a good sip. Bartending can be more than just what we do behind the bar. It is a great, fun profession that you can do for as long as the wheels fall off and do just as much great stuff back here as you want. But when you start treating yourself as a brand and marketing yourself, there's more to bartending outside of the bar. All the opportunities I've gotten, majority of opportunities I've got in my life in bartending, wasn't because I was the best bartender behind the bar, wasn't because I was the fastest, wasn't because I was the funniest or the best flair bartender. It's because of my social media reach. They were able to get a hold of me. And the second part thing is I answered the phone. I responded back to the email right away. And because of those things, that exposure got me those events. But what kept getting me hired back to those events is back to being the bartender I am behind the bar. Bartending can be your real job.
And
Cheers,
so
brother.
it has been said by the word of Rob. So it has been said. Mr. Raul Bartender, please tell us what was your favorite part of our program tonight?
My favorite thing will be to give hope to those people that are struggling in life in general, and they're just trying to find a different way to with all this information that I'm giving about how to manage a little bit your and a little bit better your social media, is because something is not going well, and if you've seen that this is another way to make a living, I can tell you from my experience that is totally possible. And sometimes you plan so many things in your life to plan, and like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want that. And the cool thing about bartending or social media is that we take always to people that they are in the lowest, like I always recommend to people to bartending to take classes or learn how to do cocktails and all this and that, because if there is something going wrong in your life, or you've been unlucky or bad decisions, you know that you can always find a job behind the bar and do something of living and step up. And if you can bring something new or different or some knowledge to social media, or your passion of what are you doing right now, there is a lot of spaces right now, because there is not like big numbers or influencers in our industry that they take the game in a different level. There is so many people posting cocktails or tutorials, but there is not like people with huge numbers that they can truly inspire, and they can truly give you a little bit of hope. And I wish that with my message or with my details of my experience, I know 1 hour, 2 hours is not that much, but feel free to reach me if you are struggling and if you really wants to change your life, and I will be more than welcome to take the time that I don't have to bring you something that you can really really put hard work and find a better life with in our industry, or just putting a good message up there. Because last thing, I'm sorry that I tried to explain things short, but my mind is cannot find the right words. When you do something that you love and you are helping people, that feeling, guys, is remarkable. It's something that the money cannot buy, and that's something that my community is giving me every day. And I think if my life ends sooner or later, that's one of the most remarkable things that is gonna be in my head that oh my gosh, this is the time I'm gonna miss this. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I highly recommend, and cheers, guys.
Wow, great job talking about the book. I mean, that was really wonderful. I love how you're being of service to others and those in your community, and being an ear to them as much as a voice.
Of course.
So great. Hey, Rob, do you have anything special to wrap up the show with tonight? Rob's glitching again.
I mean, from what I heard, we might have a quick little something to show at the end if you want to say goodbye to Raul, and then we can intro that and then fade out with that, I think is the way to go until we come back with one more drink with Raul.
Sure. So Raul's going to join us on our Patreon, Cocktail Network Live. It's absolutely free. Just come and watch over on Patreon. Raul Bartender is going to join us there. Raul, we're going to give you a couple of seconds on screen to just say goodbye to your crowd and your audience, but please don't disconnect because what we're going to show after this, you're going to love.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for the time. Y a mi gente, saben que los amo un montón. Espero volver a los streamings para verles las caras. Y cuídense un montón. Como siempre, nos vemos en las barras. Los amo. Chao, chao.
Gracias. That's great. He's so wonderful. Wow, he's just so in touch with his community, and it's so heartfelt. All the work that he's doing for that community. It's very, very special. What a very special guest today, Rob. Thank you for bringing Raul Bartender to us today.
Yeah, I was very happy with how much knowledge he shared and just being honest, and it was great to see.
Yeah, yeah. So what's our something special? We've got another few minutes with him and one more drink with. I'm excited. I want to hear you talk. Talk about it.
So most of you guys know we were doing the Shaken and Stirred story of Flair bartending. That Dean Serneels is back there pointing to the poster. We've been filming for over 2 years, and Dean and I were just joking. It all started from the first show Dean and I did together on One Drink With was with Deborah Richards. And we sat for 2 hours after the show and just started talking and reminiscing and how all that conversation said, we should make a film about that. And I'm like, well, I got one of the largest archives of Flair videos in the United States from 99 till now. And then Dean's like, well, with the Flair Co bottle and this, and we started just talking, and it turned into, we made a film. And not only did we make a film, I think we made an amazing film. And we are about to unveil the world premiere of the first official trailer of Shaken and Stirred.
I spent a month in New York and a month in Jamaica trading Tom Cruise and Brian Brown in a movie cocktail.
I want to do what that guy's doing. It made Flair mainstream. Lights are set, judges are ready.
I stood there probably 20 minutes and just watched. I had goosebumps.
It's so difficult, it's so extreme.
Somebody should do a documentary.
Showmanship has been a big part of bartending since day one.
And then Vegas just blew up because, entertainment capital of the world.
I wanted to win.
$50,000, $100,000 purses at different competitions around the world.
I don't think people have ever really seen what we do to prepare for these things.
Chapow.
This is what it's all about.
So what went wrong? Egos took over and things were said which shouldn't have been said.
It was going bigger and bigger and bigger.
There are fears the sell-off will continue on Wall Street.
The money went out the window.
You can sell a cocktail. You can't sell flair behind the bar.
We had to deal with the prissy-ass bartenders. We all want to be the best.
Well, my move is more difficult because I make it look easy.
Nights like tonight make me want to just stop competing because I don't think I'm cut out for it.
And I was standing there with my tooth broke right in half.
Why do I do this? Why do I suffer through this?
I don't really know why it's male-dominated.
There's absolutely male toxicity.
You want to play with glass, you're going to cut yourself.
Literally was up here and would touch bottom.
So exciting, Rob. It's been a long journey to 2 years, going back and forth to Florida and Vegas. The full edit is complete. Rob and I have seen it, and we're looking for a buyer. If you know anybody, call us.
A lot of great stuff, and can't wait to share the rest of the film with the rest of the world. Dean?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us, Cocktail Network Live's One Drink With. This is our last show of season 5. So please enjoy your summer. Be safe out there. Drink responsibly, or however you want to. And we will see you guys probably in September with season 6 of Cocktail Network Live's One Drink With. Oh, wait, there's a big smiley face from Deborah. Thank you, Deborah. Deborah and Patrick over at 1905 Films. Again, 1905films.com to get some of that merchandise, shirts and hats, cups, etc., etc. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Patrick. And thank you, Rob. Thank you, Joe.